Hi, welcome to The Conscious Spirit. I'm Pam.
I'm Mari-Lyn. Together, we are TCS Everyday Psychics.
So, welcome. Yay. This is the first time we're doing this. This is a question answer session.
With a giveaway.
Yes. So, yeah. We're kind of a little stunned at the moment. We have all of our questions here. We have all the names, and it's not a hat, but it's a nice bowl.
It's a beautiful bowl.
And so we gave you a certain amount of time to drop your questions, and you did. There were a couple people that came in after, and I'm sorry, it was so hard to not take them, but we couldn't.
Yeah.
We just really have to create those boundaries and keep them. So
we do.
We have.
But there will be another.
There will be.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do more of this. Yes, and maybe even a platform.
Yes.
Where we have a community.
For Q&A all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's just jump in and start asking questions.
Yeah.
And we will do the drawing. We might do one halfway through and then another one at the end. I encourage everyone, though. The fact that you've all asked questions and you're all watching us means that you want to learn. So I really encourage you to watch this entire video and listen to other people's questions and the answers we give. And you might even have questions from the answers that we give.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know.
Absolutely.
There's so much to learn. The amount that we know is a drop in the bucket compared to we just don't know this whole amazing, beautiful universe.
Our human brains just can't absorb all of the information that's out there.
No. So these are our opinions. These are opinions that we have from the experience that we have. So
I'm going to add to that, though. I am positive some of our answers will be channeled from spirit.
Absolutely. Yeah. No doubt about that. Yeah. So,
and if you have to pause and come back and watch more later.
Yep. Do that. You don't have to sit at one full time, but, and then also let us know what you think.
Please.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
So
we'd love the feedback.
Okay. So
ready?
I'm in my channel. Ready?
Okay. So the first person to jump on with a question was Photocaz.
Okay.
And
hey,
thank you so much. I have not watched all your videos yet, so I don't know if any of these have been answered, but here are some of mine. 1, the use of sage to clear home. What does this actually do? Some say it is to clear out earthbound spirits, but others say spirits or ghosts. Just laugh at that, as though some smoke could get rid of them.
Right. Okay. So whether you're using, we don't use sage. We don't use anything actually that has smoke or a fragrance or anything. That for me, that started because I have such bad allergies and I couldn't. And so we don't like to go into other people's homes and bring some sort of scent or smoke. It just doesn't work.
Absolutely.
So sage, Palo Santo, any sprays, even the high vibrational beautiful water that we use, holy water, any of that, it's really about the intention that you set when you're using it. So I'm certainly not opposed to sage. If that's what you want to do, please use it. It's whatever makes you comfortable, whatever is part of your routine, but it's about the intention that you're setting to change the energy. You're wanting to, the whole purpose for it all is to raise the vibration in the room, to change the energy.
And that's actually her next sentence is, perhaps just use it to change the energy. Energy not from any ghost, but from the residents and emotions, such as anger or sadness, ? And is it something you recommend? So.
Yeah. Again, it's you choose what works for you. And then also you don't even have to use anything, just walking through the room, saying a prayer, giving intention, saying, you know, I fill this space with love, with peace, whatever it is, whatever your verbiage is, you're just raising the vibration. I will say, keeping your house physically clean is really important. That's another piece to this that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yeah.
So hopefully I answered that. Did I answer that?
I think you answered that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So her second question.
Yep.
Watching ghost hunting shows and the use of EVPs, so many times the recording is of a voice saying, get out, leave. But other times, it's a voice asking for help. So many times the hunters ask, how can I help you? But never that I have seen do they get a response. Right. Since they are not trained to cross over a spirit to the other side, sorry, I got lost.
Okay.
Since they are not trained to cross a spirit to the other side, is there any way they could help the spirit?
So we'll start with it takes a lot of energy for a spirit to, whatever they say, whatever they're going to be saying, those words to come through the dimensions, and not only through the dimensions, but loud enough for us to hear it, to understand it. A lot of times what they're saying, we've noticed on a lot of these videos, you only get a word or two, and they're probably speaking entire sentences. I mean, they're not stupid, you know, they're conscious entities, so they're saying something. I think I lost my train of thought on that. They very often do want you to get out. It's not always because they're trying to scare you. Sometimes they're just in that place of, I don't want you here. I don't want you bothering me. I don't want you asking me questions. People ask me questions all the time, or I don't want you here. So it's a please get out, please leave. But by the time it comes through here, it's like, get out, leave. You know, it sounds very malevolent.
Yeah.
So that's what happens a lot. And the question of how can we help you? They don't know. Ghosts have no idea.
Yeah.
They really don't. They don't know how to be helped. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that answer, honestly, like why they don't say, I don't know. I'm sure they probably just, that's been said. But how come that doesn't get through? I don't know. Maybe they're more forceful with the words, leave, get out, that sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah. And therein lies the importance of having a medium, someone who can actually communicate with them and understand.
And it's not just hearing them that makes you a medium.
No.
There's a lot more to being a medium than just hearing or seeing them. There's a real communication that goes on, knowing how to ask questions and what to ask, etc. Sorry, getting off track.
All right, so the next, this next one is around a Ouija board.
Okay.
Over 50 years ago, my mother, for Christmas no less, got us 6 kids a Ouija board. No one but my sister and I could get it to answer questions, which it did for only a short bit. But then it always moved to goodbye, so we stopped trying. Which I take was probably one of our angels getting us to stop. The board is still in the house. Is there a way of cleansing it or destroying it that you would recommend?
First of all, I get grandmother, great-grandmother, something like that, that was there telling you to stop, telling you goodbye. Very possible. I mean, we all have guides and angels and etc. They don't often step over our free will. They do. They will make suggestions and so forth. But it's more of, like, I could see that this grandmother that I'm seeing, they would be, crossover loved ones are really the ones that'll come out and don't do it. They'll be the ones that to tell you no and that sort of thing. So that's what I picked up with that there was a grandmother, great-grandmother, something like that. just leave it alone. Just don't do anything. I often, we often say that, you know, if you don't touch a gun, it's not going to fire.
Yep.
Just
It's true.
leave it alone.
It's true.
Just leave it alone.
All right, number 4. I watch ghost hunting on YouTube and see so many in the comments write out a prayer that they will not be harmed from watching the show. And I used to be puzzled as to how they could be affected. But recently, 2 other young mediums on YouTube have said that it's all energy and one could be. What are your thoughts on this? In one of your videos, you talked about not using protection as that would attract spirit. You do not like the word protection. How would one, if needed, stop any effects from these shows?
Okay, first of all, the shows aren't going to hurt you. Anyone can call in. There's a lot of things that really has to go on for you to call in a spirit. It takes... We have years of experience looking into energy, to feeling into, to pulling that energy in. And so that's why it happens when but that's the purpose. We are trying to do that. We want to read that energy.
Right.
Just sitting, watching shows, not going to do anything. You don't have to do a prayer. If you want to, please do. Whatever makes you feel safe, that's what you need to do. But no, no, you don't. They're not gonna come to the TV and get you. It's not gonna happen. So, and then there was something about protection. So, okay, there's a word. So what I mean by that is, a lot of people, what they do is they go out. They're leaving the house for the day, and they're gonna go somewhere, and they put this protection around them. That like attracts like. So you put that protection there. You're saying something's out to get me, and eventually something will.
Something will try to get you.
Yes, and also that sort of protection keeps out beautiful things as well. It stops energy from moving. What's also coming in right now is, again, it's intention. If you're standing in fear and you're saying, I need this protection, it's the fear that's going to draw in energies to hurt you, to do whatever, whatever situation you're in. So I will say the times that I use protection is I have, because of the work that I've come here to do, I have a team of guardians, and I will say they protect me. Absolutely, they protect me. They protect Mari-Lyn.
Yep.
They protect whoever's around, whomever I'm working with. Of course, I have to ask them to, because they won't come over free will. They won't do that step over your free will. But that's the whole thing with protection. It's your intention. And if you're standing in fear, which if you're asking for protection, most likely you are standing in fear. And that's what's going to attract things that you don't want, or just get you, it's going to hit your limbic system, your fight, flight, freeze, or fawn is going to get set off. So I hope I answered that question. I may not have. If I didn't, drop something below. But so that's what I mean when it comes to protection. Being in a high vibration, being in that of love and compassion and kindness, that's going to protect you way better than trying to put a protection bubble around you or whatever it is. People do all sorts of things. Now, if you're watching and you're like shaking your finger at me, if that's what you do, then you do that. If that works for you,
absolutely,
then do it. This is my opinion. This is how I teach. This is how I do. So that's my answer. And this is me. This is how I do things. So if you feel differently, please, by all means, do it your way. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, PhotoCaz.
Yes.
Number 2 is Danielle Stratton.
Okay.
Danielle, you are in the drawing, and Danielle doesn't really have a question.
Oh.
She just never wants the videos to end. So
thank
you, Danielle.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
So number 3 is Ella May Kathleen 30.
Okay.
Or triple X.
Okay.
I'm going with 30.
I'm going with 30. I'll do 32.
So she is, congratulations on 100 subscribers. Thank you. I love your channel. It has helped answer so many questions I've had on the paranormal and brought a lot of clarity. There is one question that I still have, and it's based on an experience that I had.
Oh, nice. Okay.
If you see a shadow figure in a mirror, does that mean the mirror is a portal? I saw one in my mirror watching me earlier this year, and since have made an attempt to cleanse and close the mirror, but I have no clue why it was in my mirror, in my bedroom, or what it was. It was peeking around the side of the mirror, almost like the mirror was a window watching me.
Yeah.
I felt something watching me, turned and saw that it was a black shadow figure, but I could see it had a head, shoulders, and part of its torso peeking around and watching. It moved quickly away. I'm just curious if this is normal or not for things to manifest and watch you through mirrors.
Okay. First of all, I'm sorry for that experience. That had to have shaken you. That's never an easy thing to have happen. Even through all of our experience, that would shake us up a bit because it's in your home. And FYI, you people that like to live with spirits, some people like to live with ghosts.
They do.
They watch everything you do.
Everything.
There is no off limits. None whatsoever. So about the mirror, it can be a doorway. But it does not necessarily mean that. I think Mari-Lyn probably has some answers for you about this. This is kind of this sort of in her wheelhouse here.
I've had a lot of quite a bit of experience with crossed over loved ones trying to get your attention. And sometimes the best way they can do that is to get a reflection in the mirror.
Okay.
They will try other ways to get your attention, because scaring you is not what they want.
And as soon as they do, they're like, oh, I didn't mean to.
They're like, oh, no.
Not ghosts. We're talking about loved ones.
Yes. Now, it's not 100% of the time that it's going to be a crossed over. It can still be an earthbound spirit, but they're trying to get your attention. They either want to give information or get information, and they have found that getting that reflection in the mirror is a great way to do that. So.
Mirrors do, for whatever reason, they can hold a lot of energy. So I don't know what you've done to clear it or whatever, but it sounds like possibly that worked. I'm guessing. I don't know. I would hold that intention, though, that it worked. Stay with that intention until you're proven wrong. But sometimes they can be doorways. Absolutely, they can be. I have taken care of many mirrors in my career, as has Mari-Lyn. And most of the time, though, they're just holding, there's just something, you would think they'd be reflective because that's what they do, right? That's what a mirror does. But with energy, it holds it. It's like the opposite.
It's like an energy magnet.
Yes. So, do you think we answered that question? I don't know.
I hope we answered that question.
Yes.
If we didn't, LMA Kathleen 30, let us know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and again, sorry for that experience. You sound like you handled it well, and hopefully it's not still going on. If it is and you need help from us, we'd be more than happy to help.
Let us know.
But I have a feeling that you did. And again, hold on to that that knowing, that intention that you cleared it, it's gone, boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. So thank you for the thank you for the question. All right. Number 4 is Carla Perez is a curious one. Thank you, Carla. All right. Carla has 7 questions.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Carla asks,
hit me.
I watched one of your reaction videos and now I'm hooked. Love to hear that. Thank you. I would love the opportunity to have a private session. So here's hoping maybe you'll win.
Yes.
If not, you'll have to enter the next one.
Yeah. Or just call us for
a session.
Email us.
Anyways, regardless,
yes.
Here's some questions. Okay. When, at what age, did you first realize you had a gift, and what was the situation?
Oh, well, should we stop there and answer that one?
Sure.
So I'm going to kind of answer for both of us on this.
Okay.
When we were growing up, it was not something that anyone ever talked about. Matter of fact, people shut it down right now.
Yes.
They still do that today, but back then it was even worse. So you just kind of didn't talk about it. You just didn't say this happened, that happened, whatever. When I look back now, so at the time I didn't know that I was psychic. I thought, doesn't everyone know all these things? And doesn't everyone see people and whatever? Looking back now, I think, wow, I was psychic. And I had no idea. I had none. No idea.
My first experience with mediumship, with seeing a spirit, was my grandfather. My grandfather had passed. We went to Seattle for his funeral, and we went back to my grandparents' house, and he walked through the living room and down the hallway, and no one believed me. And I was so shaken. I was physically ill. I was throwing up. Thank you, Auntie Gail, for holding my hair back.
Thank you, Auntie Gail.
Nobody believed me. And I was so, anyways. So that was my first experience with knowing that I could see, that I could see spirits. And I hold that memory very, very dearly.
I don't remember the exact moment. I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
And So, number 2, can anyone become a medium with enough practice and training?
Oh, that is a big question. We get asked that a lot. And there was a time when I thought, when I first started teaching, and I was all idyllic, and I was like, I can teach anyone to do this. No, sorry. Some people are just bent that way. They just are. It's, I know someone, I can't remember who it was. I think it was a famous psychic or something, said once that anyone can learn to play the piano, but can anyone be a concert pianist? No. Okay. And that's and that's the same thing with this. So can you learn? You can learn to a certain point, but everyone has. Here's what's coming in right now, because this is the absolute truth. If you're so focused on doing this thing that you think you want, you're missing out at what you're really good at. Yeah, I'll use myself as an example. I did not want to work with these crazy spirits that are out to hurt me. You know, who wants to work with them? Like, what the hell? No, I'm not working with them. And I kept trying to do other things. I didn't want to do that. I kept trying, and
it's true.
And finally, one day, I just kind of went, okay. My main guide, his name is Fred, and I just went, okay, Fred. Okay, if that's what I'm supposed to do, that's what I need to do. And I've never been happier. So it's okay to explore those options. And sometimes you start down one path and all these doors open, and just explore and be curious and go out and find that thing that's meant for you, because you will never be happier than when you're doing that one thing that you're meant to, that you came here to do. Yeah. So, sorry, I get all teary. Okay.
Okay, number 3. Is telepathy real?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She goes on to tell about how she would hear her mom and dad saying something, and then she'd answer them.
And they'd be like...
But they never said it out loud. Yeah, that is an awesome story, Carla.
Yes. And that's
Thanks
a great
for sharing that.
gift. See?
Yes.
You need to be me? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
That's a gift I don't have, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Goes on. She also talks about experiences with her partner as well. So fabulous. You have a great gift.
Yes, you do. Oh, that's kind of like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but that's an awesome party trick. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That is so awesome.
That would be.
That would be a fabulous gift.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Serious question.
Oh.
I'm not that the other
serious face
this
on.
is How long into your own preparation were you able to work on your own?
Oh, like as a medium, go out on my own, or a psychic?
That's how I'm reading that.
Okay.
Yes. Meaning, when did you get to do a reading, cleansing, etc., without another medium's assistance?
Okay. So, that depends on the person. It depends on what you're doing. Sorry, this is not a clear-cut answer. We don't like to ever do anything alone. No. So, for us, that's like, ooh, do it alone. I never want to do that again, because everyone does it on their own for a while. But, and it also depends on, are you professional is a whole nother level, but card reading is different. Clear, and then, readings, I know I have to be really, because I don't want to offend anyone. You'll know when it's time, and Spirit will bring you the clients when it's time. Spirit will bring you what you need when you need it. And I think part of it is when you can trust that what you're doing, that you can trust that what you're doing is helpful. It's for someone's highest good. It's for your highest good. And when there's that real, that trust and that belief in yourself there, personally, with paranormal, no one should ever do it alone. That's my opinion. And people do it all the time alone. And if, you do you, but we have many stories where we were very glad that we had each other there. So, I don't think it, so did I answer that? I hope so. You can decide that you'll know. Spirit will tell you it's about and confident. Although sometimes people have way more confidence than they have.
That's a scary one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a great segue into her next question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you had any experiences that have made you regret having this gift?
No.
If so, can you tell us a story?
No.
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 I'll be honest, there have been a few things that have been disturbing, a little frightening, but regret?
No.
Absolutely not. Nope. So, all right, number 6. This is a crystals question.
Oh, okay.
If you work with crystals, is it possible, normal, to experience undeniably high physical vibration in the body?
Yeah.
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 I don't work with crystals very often.
We don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the 3D, as you say, I have experienced high physical vibration in 2 occasions. I was falling.
More than that. You've just been asleep and you don't know it. Yeah.
One, I was falling asleep. I could feel the inside of my head vibrating so much that my vision vibrated too. Yeah. My body felt like in a no gravity state.
Yeah. That's. Is she done? Can I keep?
That's the end of the first experience.
Okay, so to me that's astral projection, and some people absolutely love it, and you could certainly look into that. It happens a lot as you're falling asleep, because that's when your body has rested enough and your light body can come out of your physical body, and your brain hasn't completely fallen asleep yet, so you can understand what's going on. We leave our body every night when we sleep. We're not hanging around. We're like, see ya, you know, peace out. I'm going to do things. This sounds like astral projection, and there are people that use crystals for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that may have also answered this next one. She had an agate stone on her head, trying to get rid of a migraine, and while drifting into sleep, I woke up aggressively to this very high vibration that at the time I had only felt once in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that well, maybe not. So I was going to say that your headache wasn't there at that time that you were having that high vibration. I know people, as a healer, people have come to me when they have bad headaches or their backache or whatever, and we just change the vibration to something else, to something much higher, and it can really help with the pain. So you're astral projecting. Yeah. And I'm not an astral projector, but you could certainly, there's a lot of great teachers out there. There's books out there that help you with that. People that do it, absolutely, I mean, they're like all in. People love astral projecting. So, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't do it. No. Okay.
Well, we leave our bodies, but not intentionally.
Yes.
That's an intentional thing.
Yes. Okay, lastly, and most important, Carla thinks.
Okay.
Have you ever had a very memorable, funny experience that you remember to this day? Something that made you think, oh, people who are not mediums will never find this funny.
So, can I tell on you? Because this happened extremely recent, like days.
Yes.
Thank you, Carla.
Tell the story.
So we went to clear this home, and I'm not going to tell you because this is someone else's business. But there's this part I have. So we very often will have the client often likes to be there when we cross over the spirits, and we always allow that because it can be very healing for the owner of the home or whoever's having the experience. It can be very healing. And so we were doing that, and there were two ladies that were earthies in the house, and then there was this one transient there. So of course I get the transient because it's me. Mari-Lyn gets the other two, and we see all of them, but that's where they gravitate. And so so she crosses over one, and it was beautiful. We were all kind of teary and everything, and then all of a sudden, Mari-Lyn's like this. She goes, Pam, I can't move. And what did you say? So the homeowner was there too, so we kind of freak out.
You got to be really careful, Pam. I think I need some help here.
And she said it so calmly because the homeowner was there. And so I'm like, what?
I think I need some help here.
And I said, what's going on? And she said, I'm stuck in black marble. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking around like in 3D. I'm looking around like, what is she doing? We have carpet here. We have I'm looking around. And then I'm sure Fred was like this. Oh, Pam, it's a magic trick.
Oh my
gosh. So I just asked my guys to help me.
Oh my gosh.
And we got it all cleared up.
Yep.
And but it was a magic trick. That trickster was he was a magician.
He tricked me into thinking I was stuck
in this black marble or something. So yeah.
He was good.
He was good.
And he caught me. Yeah. He caught me at such a vulnerable time right after crossing over this woman, and I was so emotional and so raw. Yes. And then he's like, gotcha!
He thought it was quite funny.
He did.
And that'll never happen. She'll never get tricked again. That's one of the things. We get tricked and things happen to us, and that's how you learn. And immediately She'll know immediately the next time.
Yes, I will. That will never
Yes.
happen.
Thank you so much for that
So,
question,
Carla.
Carla.
Thank you.
You know
so
exactly.
much.
As soon as she started reading that.
You're still talking, and I'm reading the question, and I'm like dying over here.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awesome. We laugh all the time. It's just way too funny.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
Okay, our next entry into the drawing
Yes.
is dry Atlas.
Okay. Do you want me to read some, or are you okay doing that?
Sure. You can read.
Okay.
You can read
I
one
can
or two.
read. I went to public school, but you know, so it may not be that great.
Gosh.
But dry Atlas? Sorry if we get that wrong, dude, but let us know.
Yeah.
I only really have one question. I am a skeptic. Ooh.
I love skeptics.
We love skeptics. But interested in spirituality. Sorry, when I'm on my channel, it's not so easy. Spirituality, mediumship, etc. And as such, I haven't looked as much into everything like that until I at least had an experience that I couldn't quite shake, where I just suddenly had a weird clarity about one fact while watching a paranormal investigation video. It was a video about the Lizzie Borden case, and the sudden clarity of the fact was another poison. So my question is there a way to tell if an experience has a spiritual explanation, or if it was just a fluke or the imagination?
There is no such thing as imagination.
No, sorry.
No.
And no flukes. There are no coincidences either.
No, there are not.
No.
Every experience, in my opinion, I think in our opinion, is spiritual in one way or another.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah,
and good on you. That's awesome. Keep so try to stay in that state when you're watching any of these videos, and just see what comes in. You might feel something, you might hear something, I don't know how you got this. To me, that sounds like a claircognizance thing, like it was just boop,
just
and you were like
knowing. Yeah,
just a knowing.
Yep,
you just knew it. Yeah, you have abilities, my friend.
Yes.
Sorry, skeptic.
Yes.
But
stay. I don't want you to stay skeptical, but stay inquisitive.
Yes. Stay curious.
Stay curious and stay open.
Yes.
Open to the possibilities.
Yes.
Because
really,
you'll be amazed.
If you looked at the definition of skeptic, we are. We constantly ask questions. We are constantly curious. Yes. We are constantly looking for more, and why is that, and what is this, and la 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 all the way around. So it's a beautiful thing to be when you just decide, nope, I'm all in, and gosh, there's so much to learn. There's so much to be curious about. I think you lose something when you do that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
great question. Thank you.
Thank you, Dry Atlas.
That
Yep.
name.
Thank you. And congratulations on that wonderful.
Yes.
Claire knowing.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Libra. Hi. I'm so glad you're gaining more and more subs. Thank you. We are too. Keep doing more videos. Woo-hoo. We will. Thank you. And also, can you then you just asked. Yes, Sally House is on our list. Sam and Colby Sally House on our list. So no question there, but you are in the drawing, and that is on our list for sure. Yes. Thank you.
Hit the, do the notification thing so you get the bell when we get the video. Oh my gosh.
Ding ding. Okay.
Okay.
Zool.
Okay.
Okay. I really enjoy your guys' vibe and loving the content. Thank you.
Thank you, Zool.
Happy New Year's. Yay. Happy New Year's to you too. So glad 21 is gone.
Yes.
Welcome 22.
2022.
Woo-hoo.
It's going to be a great year.
Yes.
All the way around.
I have a few questions. One, did your parents or family have abilities also? Yes.
Good question. Without a doubt, both of my parents are psychic. Neither. Well, my dad would never.
Nope.
My dad would
Even
never
entertain the
never
thought.
admit it. But he is. My mother always teased us that she had an eye in the back of her head, and she was psychic as all get out. But she would never seriously talk about that.
Again, our
generation,
just
it was
never-
like,
and
it was
especially
taboo.
generations before, like our parents.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah. Yeah.
But how fabulous would it have been
Yes.
to have explored all that with my mom?
Yeah.
That would have been fabulous.
And yes, my parents. My father was they both crossed over. My father was a veteran, and I don't know if I've met a veteran who's not freaking psychic, especially if they've been in combat, which he was, World War II. He was crazy psychic, and even after his death, he's been one of my guides for a long time. And that's a beautiful story. I won't get into that here. That's a whole another thing. But that's a thing about, they're sort of there about, it's a great story with lessons, with karma, with regret, with all of those things.
Healing. Yeah.
It's a beautiful story, and maybe someday we'll get into that. But yes, and it runs in families. So yes, it runs in families. How did you guys find out about your abilities? That kind of goes back to that other question, but it's a little different. Yeah. And now that it's posed that way, in that particular way, for me, when I got my first energy healing, it really just, like, my channels just blew open. Yeah. And there was no denying it at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Because I knew I had them, or I thought, but it was really that energy healing that went, oh, what do you know? Looky here.
For me, the without a doubt, oh my goodness, experience was the very first guided meditation that I did under Pam. Blew me out of the water.
I didn't think I'd ever see her again. I thought she was I thought she was like, oh, she'll never be back. And she came back in. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Boy, this girl is strong.
Yeah. There was no doubt. And it answered. Actually, it brought up so many more questions to answer the questions I already had, but I knew without a doubt in that meditation. Yeah. Yep.
I remember that. I was present for that. Okay. What is your favorite stories you two have from your career?
Well, you heard about one of them. They're the funniest.
Yes. The way she answered that last one was sort of a segue. For me personally, Mari-Lyn, and Nan is her name. And I call her Nan because, or Nana. She lives in Sweden, actually. And they started as students of mine, and they have surpassed the teacher, and it's amazing. It is absolutely the highlight of my career to work with both of them. Of course, I work with Mari-Lyn more because she's here. They make me look good as a teacher. I can say that. I'm not as good as I look. So that's absolutely, for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't agree that I have surpassed my teacher at all.
I do.
But
when you're ready, your teacher shows up. FYI.
Oh boy, howdy.
Yes.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Oh man, what is a favorite story from my career? You know, I think my favorite stories are the ones where I have crossed people over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing to watch.
It is so beautiful and emotional, and it fills my heart so much.
It does. She is made for that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite.
Yeah.
And I wish I could tell you a specific one that is my favorite, but they are all so special in their own way.
And no matter how many she does, every single time, her entire heart is there with that person. Mm-hmm. It's really incredible. Like, you would think at some point you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, shuffle them on. Never with her. Never.
No.
Never. Ever.
Mm-mm. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zool, for those
great
questions. Those were great.
And I hope you got the answers you were looking for, or that filled you, or whatever.
I hope so.
Okay, number 8, Jessica Craven. Hello, I was just wondering if watching these videos and picking up on all the energies, does that not do a number on your own bodies? Very good question.
Excellent question.
Not actually watching the videos, no. But doing what we do, and when you're in energy all day, regardless of the energy, whether it's energy healings, we're doing clearings, we're talking to spirits, we're doing any paranormal stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes, it can. Yeah, we have to we have protocols, our own personal protocols, when doing all this energy work.
Yes. And before, during, and after.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing about working together is we clear each other's energies. Mm-hmm. We really have each other's back on all of that, so we don't get sick, we don't get headaches or backaches or whatever it is. So we're really very careful. Again, we have very strict protocols. When we're opening sacred space at the beginning, that's a really big one. Mm-hmm. And then, like Mari-Lyn said, during and after.
And then after, the clearing of the energy is really important afterward. And it wasn't too very long ago. I neglected to make sure.
We neglect once in a while.
Yeah. And the next morning, I'm calling Pam and going, oh, I don't feel good. I don't do this and that. And, of course, she was able to look into it, and I was holding on to someone else's energy. So she was able to take care of that for me. Yeah. So
she does the same for me, trust me.
So great question. And it's another nod to never doing this type of work alone.
Yes, agreed. I was just thinking that other person that asked about going out on your own. Mm-hmm. Certainly if this is your area of work, any sort of energy work, don't do it alone.
Yep. So great question, Jessica. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I got no questions, but you guys are amazing. Thank you. Skymarsh?
Oh.
Maybe?
Skymarsh. I could go along with Skymarsh.
Okay. Thank you. We're amazing.
Well, so thank you so much.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
It is.
Okay. Do you want M? Congrats, ladies. I'm super excited to see you guys continue to grow and make amazing content. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That never gets old.
Amazing content?
I know. It never gets old.
Oh, it doesn't. It gives me goosebumps. Like I got, goosebumps.
So, you know what, Em? Before we continue with this, why don't we draw a name?
Okay.
Let's do one.
Let's do one. Okay.
All right. So here's the bowl. We have everyone's name in there. I'll mix them up. Okay. So, Spirit, we ask for you who needs this one? Who is the right person for it? Whatever. Spirit, we want you to decide.
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
Okay.
It's upside down.
PhotoCast.
PhotoCast.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, that's the first one. All right. Okay, so now back to M.
Okay.
All right. Some of my questions are, some. I like that.
Multiple.
Some of them. Do either of you believe in any sort of higher power? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we couldn't do this without that belief. Without them. I mean, they're around us all the time. That's how we do what we do.
We are conduits.
Yeah.
For those powers that are greater than us.
It's not us. It's not us at all.
No.
If you ever hear, if you ever hear a psychic or a medium or somebody say that it's them, run. Like it's because it isn't. It's not. We are just conduits. Yeah. 10% of it's us. 90% of it's spirit. Yeah. What are your favorite videos to react to?
Ooh.
I don't think we've done one that I haven't liked.
All of them.
Yeah.
They're fabulous.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
If you bend that a little bit, I think ones that we can throw some teachery stuff in there might be my favorite. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I guess I really like the ones that have the most activity.
Yeah. And there's stuff that we can talk about that maybe the general public or something doesn't know about, because we really want to bring the knowledge to what's happening with the
There are so many misconceptions around the paranormal and the whole spiritual aspect of earthbound spirits and such. So
yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Can abilities be passed down like through a family?
Yep, absolutely.
And they do. Yeah, and I don't know if I've ever met anyone who doesn't have it somewhere in the family. It may not be the immediate family, like brother, sister, mother, father, whatever.
Right.
But go back.
Grandparent, aunt, great. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Can the constant pain in the lower back of a person mean a spirit is trying to attach to them or is attached to them? Ooh, good question.
Ooh.
Yes, I most likely would say that's not what's happening, but can it happen? Sure. Sure. Yeah. So when it's energetic, which it often is, most body pain is energetic. It could be, it's that lower vibration, it's lessons that we haven't learned. Your body, we call it a body deva. So just so you know, if you hear us say the word deva, that's our physical body. Our devas are trying to tell us, you need healing, you need something. There's something going on here. And the energy, will sort of pool in that area. And and actually Mari-Lyn that's been something through her life that she has dealt with, his back pain. So I don't know if you have extra you want to.
Well,
I'm going to grab my lip stuff.
Okay.
I'm addicted.
So my back pain, I have found, is absolutely energetic. It is my body trying to give me messages of either, number one, something I am doing incorrectly that is causing her discomfort, or I am ignoring something that I need to learn.
Yep.
What I will also say about spirits and body pain is if you have a weak spot in your body, my back, if there is a spirit that wants to get your attention, they may not be attaching to you, but that's most likely where you will feel it, is in that vulnerable space.
Yes, because the vibration tends to be lower there, it kind of pools there. And so when they come at you from a lower vibration, it just sort of goes right there.
Goes right there. And
then they know stuff too.
Yeah.
There's some really smart ones out there, and they know. They'll start poking at it just because they know that's going to hurt you. Yeah. So, yes.
So, great questions.
Yes. And let us know if you think you have if that was just a question, or if you really do think you have an attachment. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Em. Russell. I wanted to say hi and thank you for your videos. Well, hi, Crystal. Thank you.
Hi, Crystal. Thank you so much.
And you're welcome. We've been having a great time with these.
This is a lot of fun.
Woo! We have some big questions coming up. Okay.
We do. So, I think she was
this one's
first. Yep.
first? Okay. Clara, I don't know how you pronounce it. Clara V. Congratulations on 100 plus subs. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know, we're almost like at 200 doing
We're
this
getting
video.
close. This is crazy.
That first 100 is so hard, and then whoosh. Yeah, it's fabulous. And thank you all for subscribing. I'm super glad I came across you ladies and your content. It's all very interesting. Thank you. I only have a few questions off the top of my head. I have a few questions off the top of my head, and look at it. So
That's great. That is awesome.
she thinks the way I do. Both of you have mentioned the concept of shattering. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was wondering if that's an inevitable part of dealing with trauma in life.
Inevitable? I don't know that absolutely every person shatters from trauma, but probably.
Yeah. Well, okay. There's a difference between shattering and losing a soul piece.
Very true. Very
So
true.
when I admit, when I first read that, I went, yeah, because I'm thinking soul piece. And then once Mari-Lyn started talking, I was like, oh, no. So shattering, no. Losing a soul piece, yes. There's a difference, and we might get into that. Let's see what else is
Okay.
there. Like, if one dealt with a heavy, unresolved trauma in life, is it automatic that a part of your soul must be left behind on the physical plane once you pass? Or is there a way to make sure you have the peace in the afterlife with your whole soul, maybe with spiritual healing, therapy, etc.? Okay, so those are two different things that you asked us about.
Yeah, but
Yes.
fabulous.
Fabulous, yes. So one of us talked about shattering, the other soul piece. Shattering.
Tag, you're it.
So shattering tends to come from, it will happen through some sort of like mental illness. That could be a severe depression. It can be severe trauma, etc., where you shatter. Shattering to me tends to happen with, I think we talked about this with the Lizzie Borden thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if we ever got back to it. I think, so I'm going to use that for the example because that's what's coming in right now. Spirit sort of
Sounds
dropping
good.
that in my head.
Yeah.
So I believe Lizzie and her sister were both so sexually abused, had no way out. They felt like killing their parent. That was the only way they could get out of it. I think through that experience, there was some shattering happen. That mental anguish, and that was the only way they knew, and they shattered. And so I think the actual shattering happened before death. That's really rare. I do think that's really rare. What happens more often, I believe, is at the time of your death, you're so sad, you're emotional, you are, what's the word I'm looking for?
Distraught.
Distraught, thank you. And at the time that you start to leave your body, you sort of shatter. I think it happens with people with dementia. Not always, so don't run and think mom is shattered.
Yes. Not always.
No.
Thank you, Spirit.
Yes, but that type of thing. So that will happen with mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so good question. And now soul peace is another part of that. And this, I think, everyone does. Everyone loses soul pieces.
Absolutely. And it's amazing how many pieces of soul we can lose in one human lifetime.
Yes.
From, oh my gosh, everybody is made up so differently, and our emotions and our intellect is so different. That something that's very simple to one person could be such a complex dynamic for another person. That I'll just give a quick example of an experience of mine. On on a golf course in Hawaii, I left a soul piece. I was filled with so much shame.
She was a kid.
A young teenager. My father made a comment that I took very personally. I left a piece of my soul. I have since been able to heal that, and I have retrieved that soul piece. So, in answer to the question, you can heal and retrieve those soul pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing with energy healing. Certainly, and not every energy healer is the same or does the same work or whatever. That is
true.
Certainly what we do in our work is we help people get back their soul. And some soul pieces, just as you're healing, they just they come back.
Yeah.
If you're healing that particular wound, it just comes back. Others you have to kind of go get. Many indigenous cultures around the world, they start with when they're little. The little kids, they start getting their soul pieces back when they're that little, because they believe even like you're standing there and there's a loud crash behind you and you startle, you can lose the soul piece that way. So, but it does come people who have trauma, people who dissociate, and even lesser than that. Like I said, like a loud noise, whatever, you can lose soul pieces. So I had a shaman once say that our soul looks like Swiss cheese, all the holes from where we missed, and so healing it is bringing those pieces back and making one solid piece of cheese.
Yeah,
So,
I love that analogy.
I know.
that is great.
So I hope we answered that for you.
I hope so.
It was a great.
It was a great question.
Yes.
We're here, I think.
Number 3. Oh no,
Number
2.
2.
Can animals or pets suffer the same fate as some human souls in being unable to cross? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And I want to say something too. I want to back up actually. Something about, can you have peace in the afterlife with your whole soul? That's different. When you cross all the way over to the higher realms, you are completely whole. You are completely whole. So I don't want you to think that if you've lost a soul piece here, that you're going to cross over and you won't be at peace, because that is not the case. Now, some earthies, earthbound spirits, sure.
Yeah.
But when you cross all the way over, which is most people.
True. Most people.
Yeah. No, so you are at peace.
Yes.
So the animals. I wonder what happens. Oh, to the poor animals that suffer in slaughterhouses and other abusive circumstances. Those are different things. Now, just like we, as sorry,
No. Go ahead. Go.
Just like we humans, we choose the life that we're going to have. Believe it or not, we choose to come down here and go through the trauma we go through. We do it for the lessons. We've all had hundreds, thousands of lives. And we come down for those lessons and we go through it. So do animals. So animals okay. In 3D, we're suffering. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I do not ever want to see an animal, a child, anyone, an adult, anyone suffer ever. I'm just saying we come down here to have that happen to us. And animals are the same as people in that way.
Right.
And so a slaughterhouse, unfortunately, they come down, they know that's what they're coming down to be food for people, and that's the horrible thing that they have to go through for that process.
And I would say with that those animals that go to the slaughterhouse, they cross over. They go right away.
Yeah. And so do most animals.
Most animals. Yep, just like humans.
So
but I have found a ghost kitty.
Yes, and she's crossed over animals. Yeah. Have you ever number 3. Have either of you ever stopped a stranger to pass on a message, or do you believe that's too invasive to tell someone you don't know? No, we don't do that.
No.
Yeah. And actually, when I'm out in public, I think you do the same thing. We kind of just don't open our channels up. We just want to be regular old 3D people without constantly being bombarded. It does happen. They can get through, especially the ones that are, crossed over. They can come. But we really do we kind of put the not open sign on. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we don't tell people if we don't,
No, not unsolicited. I did have an experience once working in retail where a customer was talking about her father who had passed, and he happened to have been standing right behind her. And their conversation, they were talking to me, and the conversation just went. And so I said, "Do you realize that he's right there with you?" Well, she wasn't surprised at all. She didn't right then know, but she says, "Oh, he's always with me. I'm so glad that you said something." So
yeah, so there are those times.
Yeah, but yeah.
I feel like I'm learning a lot from your channel, and I'm excited for the future content.
Thank you so much.
We are too.
So grateful.
I know. Gosh. Again, congratulations for the 100 subs. Thank you. Let's see. I'm super glad I came across your ladies in the content. It's all very. Didn't I just?
I think she said.
Did it get?
I think she said it again.
Or did you do it? Maybe we printed this twice. Sorry.
I might have.
So, when I teased you about, top of your head and there was all this thing, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it. That's right. Because that would have been my brain. Because I'm an overthinker. Yeah, it looks like you got twice. But thank you so much, Clara. And you look forward to future content. Us too.
Thank you so much. And yes, I did. I got that on there twice.
She just really liked your questions.
I did. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Jen Hopkins. I'm so glad to have found your video. Thank you. I've learned so much from watching and hope that you'll learn more. Thank you. As a teacher, thank you. I had an experience in the previous house with footsteps, TV turning, and once felt a rush of air blow past me. Okay. None of these felt scary. Good.
Good.
However, one time I did see a small red light in my kitchen, which did scare me. I had to go back into the kitchen that night, and I didn't want to look at where the light was. But as I was leaving the room, I turned to look, and that small light was now a large, round, red light pulsating into my face. I ran out so fast to the room, out the front door. Yeah. Never saw anything again in my house. My question is, do spirits show themselves as orbs, balls of light? Does the color of the orb mean anything? That's a good question. I mean, these are all good questions, but the color, what do you think that was? Was it trying to give me a message? Hope you can answer these questions. Okay. Oh, and love what you're doing in your channel. I know you will soon have a great following, as there is nothing else like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Yes, that was really
so
sweet.
Much.
Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with these type of questions. I do. It's a great question.
It is a great question. As you were reading it, I was getting some information.
Yep.
I felt mostly no, this was not trying to give you a message. It was trying to gain information.
Okay. Yeah, definitely a multidimensional being.
Mm-hmm.
The color, I just got color the color of that light did not matter. It's just vibration
more of a
vibrates
vibrational thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
And it vibrates differently, and that's the color you get.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a multidimensional being. Most likely, it's gone. So I know I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Oh. Maybe that's not the answer. But, well, kind of. So as our planet ascends, we are being the dimensions, we're kind of getting a little more see-through. Also, depending on the time of year, maybe wherever your house exactly sits, there's all sorts of reasons that these sort of dimensions became a little clearer. It was kind of, to me, like whatever these interdimensional beings were there, and then it all of a sudden went, oh, what is this thing over here? What is this person? It came to kind of look, and you freaked out, then it freaked out, and everything,
I totally got that. When you got scared, Jen, it went, ooh!
Yeah. Yes.
And it ran away.
Yes. Nothing to be fearful of. It was just an interdimensional being just sort of checking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disconcerting though, and I'm sorry that you had that experience. Yeah. I'm sorry for everyone that has these experiences. I really am. I know how how scary that can be, and sort of just whoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Shall I read the last ones?
Sure.
Okay. So we have. This is not a question. Just a comment from Cindy Cold Iron. Found your channel by accident. So glad I did. She found it on her 65th birthday. What a great birthday treat. Thank you. So happy birthday, Cindy. We are so thrilled that you are a part of our community.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Here's a question. Our next one is from Suzanne. Ooh, Suzanne. I do not want to butcher your last name. Mikolaski?
I won't be able to pronounce it because I can never pronounce it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, apologies for...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Suzanne.
I'm sure she's used to it being butchered.
Okay. Hi, I've really enjoyed watching your videos. Thank you so much. I love learning about the paranormal. So glad my sister turned me on to you ladies. Well, thank you to your sister. Have you ever been to the Mansfield Reformatory?
Nope.
I have never heard of the Mansfield Reformatory. So, wow.
Yeah. Give us more information about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that and see who, what, when, where, and why.
Reformatory.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got some
there
activity.
Could be lots of good stuff in there.
Yep.
And
let us know more about that.
Yeah. I love learning about the paranormal too.
I do too.
Yeah.
You're
we
never
we
done
learn
learning.
Something every time.
Yep.
Every time we go out. So
absolutely.
All right. And number 16, our last person.
Okay.
William Z. Thoroughly enjoy your channel.
Thank
and
you.
This isn't even my usual cup of tea.
Oh.
Wonderful. Thanks,
Ooh.
William. Can you explain to us, from your educated point of view, what are
We're educated.
Love that. Okay, what are the differences between regular spirits, poltergeists, and demonic spirits? And perhaps share stories of some encounters you might have had with these.
Okay. So a regular spirit, that would be an earthbound spirit. We talked about those a lot. Earthies, sometimes we call them. And that is a person who, after their last life, did not cross all the way over for many reasons and got stuck. Sometimes they just don't want to go. They just absolutely do not want to go. Sometimes they're just really pissed off.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. Sometimes they're scared to death because they're afraid that they're going to go to hell. That happens. We get those. Those are a lot of the really angry ones. They're afraid of hell. They've been told it's heaven or hell, and you're going to hell. And sometimes it's like a lot of guilt. They've done some things in this life they're so guilty of, they just don't want to be judged. So there's lots of reasons they get stuck, but that would be the most common. That's the earthies that we're talking about.
Yeah. Poltergeists.
Yeah. Let you take that one.
Oh boy. Okay, so the simple answer for a poltergeist is energy created by a living person. And it's unintentional. They don't know that it's happening. This person most likely has had a very traumatic experience, a lot of times traumatic childhood, and they haven't dealt with things, and they stuff and they stuff and they stuff. And as they get older, things happen, and they have so much energy that's just raging inside of them, and pretty soon that energy it becomes its own thing. And it can grow. It's affected. And once it becomes a poltergeist, if the living person gets angry, that energy responds in kind. And it can, it can move things. It can open and close cupboards. It can do way more things than I'm even aware of. I know. Yeah. But that's the simple answer about a poltergeist.
Yeah. And then what was the other, like
demonic
a
spirits?
So I'm going to. This is sort of my wheelhouse. Mari-Lyn deals with them as well, though, because we do things together. So I'm going to separate this into different. An actual demonic entity is very rare. Very rare. And as our planet gets older and ascends, it becomes even more rare. There are things that have never had a life. That does not mean they're demonic. That does not mean they're evil. It can mean that, but there are those entities and things as well that have never had a life, that come and they're just very angry. They want to create havoc everywhere they go. And then there are also just earthies who cross over, who want to hurt you, who are just pissed off. They're pissed off and they're mean, and they wreak havoc too. So there's really different degrees of what I think people tend to call demonic, and not that you meant to do that. I'm just
right.
So there are different degrees, and
and I'm gonna add too that you can have something that's evil that is not demonic.
Yes. Yeah. And that's actually I think that's probably most things fall into that category. They want to piss you off. They want to scare you. They want to hurt you. They want to do bad things to you. And yeah, that's probably the most. I think he asked for a.
Yeah. Yep. Perhaps share stories of some encounters.
So we were called to clear. It was like a triplex or something. I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yes.
So each level of the home was a different resident.
Yes. Now, in two of those homes, there was something that was wreaking havoc. Now, one of them was it was, I would say, hiding from it. It was hiding from me. But of course I sniffed it out and I found it. And that was what I had to do, or I have one of my guides is a shaman, and my shaman came in and he and I worked together. It was something that was created by the earth. It was created by some indigenous people as a way to curse something. It's been a while now. I don't remember exactly what it came to curse, but it was there to curse something, and that's why the shaman came in. And so the shaman really did most of the work. I held space. I did whatever the shaman told me to do. There is a belief out there of this sort of my guidance tells me to bring love. That's what I do. I stand in love. I don't stand in anger. I don't come into, I'm going to fight them. I don't come in like this big warrior person. It's all love. And they respond to that. And so with this particular one, I think what made it different, why it's coming up now, because as I'm talking to you, I'm like, Fred, why did you bring this one to me? What's up? It's because it was wreaking havoc on the family, on the animals, and they were screaming at it. There were two women that lived there, and they would scream at this thing, and that they just loved that, or it just loved that, and it made things worse. And I came in love, and it was the love that scared him away. It wasn't because I came in like I'm some badass woman gonna kick your ass.
Right.
No, I came in, Mari-Lyn was there with love. And we came in with love. And it was love that calmed this thing down. And the shaman took it. I don't know where it went, but they did take it from the home. And the home is clear now. There were some other spirits there that Mari-Lyn crossed over. But that was really special to me. That was, I think, one of the first times that I really used that love to work with. Because when I first started, I thought I had to be this badass, and I,
Right?
did the stuff. And now, so that was really touching for me because that was the first time that I really used that love to do that. And
Yeah.
do you have another one that I'm not even sure if that probably wasn't even interesting to you, but it was a beautiful story for me.
Well, it was a fabulous memory for me to relive.
Yeah.
So William does have one other question
Okay.
that we've already kind of touched on here. Are there any deceased animal spirits roaming around? The story that Pam just told, I was able to cross over.
Oh yeah, and the
cat.
third, yes,
Yeah,
it was
I
a
was
triplex,
able
and there's
to cross over a cat, a kitty ghost.
yes.
That was in one of those. So
Now there's a story. So we go into this third one, and there's this cute little fuzzy kitty spirit in there, and it's how cute, blah blah blah. And we're talking, and then we hear this growl. And it's like, whoops. Okay, so Kitty's getting our attention over here. We've got a growler behind us. Yeah. That was actually, now I'm going to be very careful when I say this. Most witches, and we have friends who are witches, and they are beautiful, and their craft is beautiful, and they work with earth energies, and it's beautiful. Like in every profession, there's some fringe that make us all look bad. There's some mediums out there, some psychics that make us look horrible. Well, unfortunately, this family had contacted a witch, someone who said she was a witch, and you all can correct me. Maybe there's a different name that I don't know, but they called her to help with the house because they had activity. She conjured some sort of protector being. Well, what happened, which we've learned over the years happens very often, is that protector being ends up torturing the family that they're there to protect. Yeah. So there's another protection thing. Yes. Yeah. And so we had to, it was growling at us. It tried to hurt us. There were lots of things that happened. Fortunately, I have a spirit team that, they don't put up with that at all. No, they took care of it. They took care of it. We, but again, we had to bring the love. Yes. And then we were able to clear the house and everything. That was quite, I forgot about that place. The third one, there was a triplet. The third one, it was just, icky energy. Yeah. All right. So hopefully we answered your questions. If not, ask us more.
And they were great. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, that was all of them. Thank you, everybody, for submitting. And we have...
This has been fun.
Whew, we have another name to draw.
Oh, okay.
We said there was going to be 2.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay, spirit, who gets 2? Who gets to win?
It comes in backwards, doesn't it? Skymarsh?
Skymarsh is how I would say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
all right.
Now, for those of you who did not win today, we are going to be doing this again. Please, do this again. We want to hear from you.
It was so much fun. We hope you had fun.
Yes, and we'd love to do something we really would love to do something for all of you. But these two will go ahead and contact you. You can send us an email if you'd like, and we'll get there's a free session for each of you. So thank you so much.
Get the details ironed out.
Yes, and we'll do this again. I'm sure.
We will. I'm sure we will. Thank you. It was
Thank
fun.
you. Okay.
Take
bye.
care. Bye.